How about say nothing? Is that good advice for people who
I don't understand Dr. Disrespect's strategy. Like I don't get it.
Like every single word in that gigantic PR confession is bad. Every sentence is bad.
We should look at that, I think.
Every sentence is provocative and makes you imagine worse things than what it says. The grammar is atrocious.
Let's see. Here we go. Dr. Disrespect. The Twitch ban.
7 years to come up with it. That's the most shocking part.
I love this. The Twitch ban. Hold on. Let me share the right screen here. Oh shit. This will be great. Share. How do I get you? Here we go. I'm still learning how to use this damn studio. There we go. All right. So he says the Twitch ban. Hello, I'd like to make a quick statement. Here's several paragraphs.
Okay. So you're already lying. The first line is a visible lie. I'd like to make a quick statement. The biggest tweet you've ever seen. Bro, say I want to make a thorough statement then.
Yeah. Let's cut the fucking bullshit. See, you got that one. As you know, there's no
statement in character either.
Yeah, I don't know. As you know, there's no filter with me. I've always been upfront and real with you guys on anything that I can be upfront about, and I'm always willing to accept responsibility. Well, I mean, except for the past 7 years. Like, I mean, he wasn't upfront and real for 7 years, right? He said he didn't know why he was removed, but he clearly had discussions specifically.
He's never upfront and real. He wears a fucking disguise. He's always in character. Like, do you see how these statements do not jive, you fucking jackass?
This is so, it's like,
it's so bad.
I'm always been upfront and real, but it's like,
it's almost as bad as the grooming.
No, that's the worst part. The hypocrisy is the worst part.
Hypocrisy.
But I remember when this came, I was like, I have no idea why I've been banned from Twitch forever and can't even appear on other friends' live streams. I have no fucking clue. Twitch just won't tell me. It's like, dude, you had it. And then even after his settlement negotiation, he's like, it's done. And it's like, you knew then too. Like, your NDA didn't lift now just because some Twitch guy said it, right? Like, he's just like, I'm always willing to accept responsibility. I mean,
did you sex any minors? No wrongdoing was found. That's the worst answer I've ever heard to that question.
No wrongdoing was found.
Say nothing. Nothing is better. Nothing is better than that.
Which is why I'm here now, in brackets 7 years later. First and foremost, I do want to apologize to everyone in my community, as well as those close to me, my team, and everyone at Midnight Game Studio. Oh, that's nice. A lot of people have.
Wait a minute. I don't know if you should be ranking your apologies already. That's because the victim is now not first. By the way,
no, the victim is in there, right?
And the minor that you were in mutual conversations with is now less important than your image and your business. You fucking psycho. This is so bad.
It says as well as those close to me. They got him in the general statement.
The minor was very close to him.
A lot of people have been left in the dark about what happened yesterday with Midnight Society and I. Well, I thought you were upfront about everything.
They were very upfront. The Midnight Society really let everyone know what was happening.
Which is interesting because I love how he's like, this is a collaborative effort. But when you read Midnight Society's tweets, it's like, we have severed all relations with Dr. Disrespect, immediately effective now. It's effective. We're backdating our severing of relationships. We haven't even talked to this guy in years.
He's done.
Like, it's like, holy shit. And we made the painful decision collectively to have me step down.
Already more lies. That anyone who read their statement now sees, okay, you're lying. You are lying before you even get to the big lies.
Our team is full of incredibly talented and good people that have high career ambitions and families, and I'd never want to jeopardize the culture we've carefully crafted.
That's the last thing you should be taking credit for, is any culture you created with anyone, bro. A culture of fucking predation and grooming. Fuck!
Everyone has been wanting to know why I was banned from Twitch, but for reasons outside of my control, I was not allowed to say anything for the last several years. No, you negotiated that settlement. That NDA was a negotiation that you took part in. It wasn't outside of your control. You could have said, nah, fuck it. But you wouldn't have gotten paid $10 million or whatever. And believe me, I think, most people knowing that their career was hanging by the fucking thread would take the multi-million-dollar payout from Twitch.
Yeah.
But he's like, beyond my control. No. You didn't sign that NDA act like, oh, I slipped and my signature's on it. Like, what the fuck is he talking about?
It was well within your control to not try to rape a teenager. This is out of my control. No.
His character did.
This is totally out of my control. Who was talking to the kid then?
The character.
The character. Oh, I see.
It's like that John Candy movie, Delirious.
Yeah. At what point did this become out of your control? When you're sexting the kid, when you're signing the NDA, when you're negotiating for the payout.
That's amazing because at all stages he had control over this. He just wanted different terms, which again, I'm not knocking. I think taking the NDA and a multi-million-dollar payout is probably the advice just about anyone would give.
Absolutely.
Because the moment this thing breaks, he's done.
Yeah. And never talk about it. Never.
Now that 2 former Twitch employees have publicly disclosed the accusations. Oh, that's a tough one. That's a really tough one because they publicly disclosed the accusations, but they publicly disclosed the accusations that you negotiated a settlement with an NDA and a multi-million-dollar payout to keep quiet. Look, there is a difference between accusations and proof, but he was so afraid of these accusations that he chose to end his relationship with Twitch.
Yeah.
I mean, he got a huge payout from Twitch, of course, but that was just a front-loaded thing because YouTube, he never made as much money on YouTube. Not even fucking close to what he was making from his Twitch contract. And that Twitch contract had the potential to keep going for much longer, and he would have kept growing and growing and growing. Didn't happen. These accusations aren't just accusations now because you've participated in discussions about them, agreed to keep them quiet in your own interest, and taken millions of dollars from Twitch to keep it quiet in their interest. Mm-hmm. And yes, Twitch is, of course, interested in not having one of their biggest streamers talking to minors on their platform. Like that is... I can now tell you my side of the story regarding the ban. I can now tell you the truth that I said I was always upfront about before. Reminder, he was not under an NDA. We'll find out, I believe, until years after this.
Oh, really?
Because it was a significant amount of time from when he got banned saying, I have no idea why. Right? I have no idea why I was banned. And then he went into negotiations. I believe it's in this statement. We'll probably get to it.
Okay.
Were there Twitch whisper messages with an individual minor back in 2017? The answer is yes.
Okay. Stop.
There were.
Just walk away. Slender Man, the keyboard. That's it. That's the end of your statement. I now choose to live my life as a gay man.
Yeah, and then have all your accusers die. Yeah. But I love this because he's switched immediately into passive voice. And this is where this happened to him. Were there Twitch messages? No, you wrote Twitch messages.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God. I have dealt with some manipulators in my life, dude. And one of the funniest things is trying to get them to just admit when they're manipulating.
Yeah.
They won't do it. They can't. They're incapable of saying, I did the thing. Like, well, this happened. Like, this didn't happen. Like these were there Twitch whisper messages with an individual minor back in 2017? The answer is yes. But see, that's a true statement, even if he never made the messages, because there were definitely whisper messages with some individual minor on Twitch in 2017. That occurred. But he's trying to say, well, this happened to me. Were there real intentions behind these messages? The answer is absolutely not.
So there are fake intentions?
Right. What are this is a really, really bad statement for
I don't think you want to qualify intentions.
Yeah, because now there are intentions.
Yeah.
So because he's afraid of the fucking contents of the messages. Because if those messages pop up, it's likely to say, hey, I intend to, at least in like it's going to be obvious. They weren't real though. Like I wasn't really.
That wasn't real.
These were casual, mutual conversations. Remember Romeo Lacoste had mutual conversations with a minor that were inappropriate and put that in his filing for defamation? Like, oh, it was bad then, still bad.
What is a casual mutual conversation with a minor?
Well, it sometimes leaned too much in the direction of being inappropriate, but nothing more.
Bro, I saw Sturgis, that fucking sick, that weirdo freak that's like Eric July's #1 fan, saying, "Oh, I mean, yeah, of course you can have casual conversations with kids." Like, no, you can, you cannot. You should never feel casual speaking with children. Never. It's so far removed from reality.
But I love this. Listen to the passivity. These were, again, not I had. These were casual, mutual conversations. Blames a kid.
He's like a historian.
That sometimes leaned too much in the direction of being inappropriate. Going in the direction of being appropriate is fine. Too much, though, that's where you got your problem.
They leaned that way. They didn't even. They just they kissed it, but in a platonic way. It leaned.
Yeah.
Sometimes, occasionally, leaning, almost ready to, never ready to tip though. Never ready to tip.
It was occasionally too much though. It occasionally would wobble, I guess, but nothing more. Nothing illegal happened. Well, actually, not positive about that. The nature of the conversations across state lines may actually become illegal, even if they would have been legal within your state. I mean, without us, we're not sure about that one.
Nothing illegal happened. Man.
No pictures were shared. It's not always about pictures, buddy. I don't know if people know, but if you attempt to solicit a minor to travel to a different state for sexual intercourse, and any minor at any age, anyone below 18, because we're talking federal law here, but the solicitation of a minor to travel from one state to another, or to meet you after you travel from one state to another for the purposes of a sexual encounter, is illegal. And then no pictures need be exchanged. And you attempting to solicit the minor to do so, even if you're unsuccessful, is similarly illegal. Attempted crimes are still crimes. Maybe they should be or shouldn't be in some people's opinions, but the attempt to convince a minor to travel, or to tell a minor to meet you after you travel across state lines, any minor under 18, it's 17 years, 364 days still counts.
Or 13. Yes, or 13, because he would have said 17. He would have said that. All the shit that he doesn't say. It's like, okay.
It's amazing because, like, if you attempt to do that and are unsuccessful, like nothing illegal happened, well, it might have. We haven't seen the messages, dude.
No crimes were committed.
The government would always like to know your location whenever you claim no crimes were committed, because you may not think there are, but there likely were. Like, even if you weren't trying. I never even met the individual. Not required for solicitation. Not at all. I went through a
Rodney Dangerfield bit. I never even met the individual. Right? Like, bro.
I went through a lengthy arbitration regarding a civil dispute with Twitch, and that case was resolved by a settlement. All of that, by the way, means it was directly within his control. Like, all of that. Because it was resolved by settlement. The arbitrator said, here's how I'm going to rule in your arbitration, or you guys can settle this out. And they decided to settle it out. Like, that's kind of what happened. Maybe you want to settle this one out. And then they came to that mutual NDA and the exchange of money and that whole, like, I couldn't talk about it for reasons beyond my control. Settlement means it was definitely within your control. Let me be clear.
Even a little bit understand why people are upset. A civil dispute, like, bro, no one gives a fuck about any civil dispute. They want to know if you tried to fuck a kid.
Let me be clear. The fucking ubiquitous Obama I'm about to lie line. It was not a criminal case against me, and no criminal charges have ever been brought against me. They haven't. I mean, that's good, I guess. Did Twitch ever turn over those messages?
Did you do it?
FBI? Because the FBI reviewed those messages? Now, from a moral standpoint, oh no, I'll absolutely take responsibility. Remember, he's always willing to accept responsibility, but now only from a moral standpoint at this point.
It's not absolutely taking responsibility. It's not I will absolutely. It's I take responsibility. It's like these like liars and manipulators just cannot stop dumping trash in front of the actual point of what they're saying. They can't let themselves lie. It's so weird to see.
I should have never entertained these conversations to begin with.
Why?
Yep. Well, nothing was illegal.
What's wrong with them? Yeah,
nothing was illegal. Look, from a moral standpoint, they may have strayed towards the inappropriate sometimes. That's on me. Yes, that's on you. There's no one else it could be on. That's on me as an adult, a husband, and a father. I mean, I guess.
Don't throw your wife and kids in front of your child predation, you fucking scumbag.
It's just that's on you. Like, because anyone doing this, adult, husband, father, streamer, businessman, whatever, anyone doing this is wrong. Like, this is a wrong thing. There's no like list of things that would make there's no like short list that he could be
and
on.
A gamer.
Be okay,
as a gamer, this is
a minor. If he were a similarly aged minor, maybe it could be okay. Maybe, depending on the state. It should have never happened. Again, passive. I get it. I'm not perfect, and I'll fucking own my shit. This was stupid.
Own your shit. You're talking about statutory rape, you fucking weirdo.
It's the thing. Now, with all that said, don't get it fucking mistaken.
Uh-oh.
We haven't. You told us everything so far.
Here comes the boom.
I've seen all the remarks and labels being thrown around so loosely. Social media is a destruction zone. Well, you have the messages on social media with the minor.
Yeah.
I'm no fucking predator or pedophile.
Huh.
I mean,
you're a predator and a pedophile.
You know what's funny is when Mr. Girl looks better than you on this subject.
Oh my God.
It's not good. That's not good. Like, Mr. Girl looks better than Dr. Disrespect does when he talks about this, because at least he's talking. Like, at least he's like, I don't actually think Dr. Disrespect's a pedophile, according to the DSM, but he does seem to be a predator. It's like, God damn, that's brutal.
I want to sit everyone in the right down and have like a seminar. We go like, okay, guys, so eventually one of you is going to get caught being a pedophile. This is what you don't have to do. You don't have to defend everything they do until you're dead. After that, you just give it up and move on.
Yeah. Are you kidding me? Anyone that truly knows me fucking knows where I stand on those things with those types of people. Well, but I mean, you did have the conversations with the minor that strayed into inappropriateness that we haven't seen.
Is this taking responsibility? Because that paragraph was very small.
To answer your question, I hate going. Fuck that.
Fuck that, bro.
No, he has to pray that these messages have been destroyed by Twitch, that they don't exist anywhere. If these
the girl
ever
or the boy exists, whoever it was that he was trying to fuck, I mean, they could just easily come out and say something.
But if the
feature, open an OnlyFans,
since the feature was destroyed, he has to hope that the messages went with it. Because if they ever come out, could you imagine? That's a different level of disgusting that I fucking hate even hearing about. Okay. Don't be labeling me as the worst of the worst with your exaggerations. Get the fuck out of here with that shit. I mean, I'm not,
bro.
I'm not going to make the accusation, but he's made a pretty bad show of himself on that front.
Yeah.
Like, again, Mr. Girl says that he's not a pedophile based on the DSM, but he suggested he is a predator. And I think like his statements above of having conversations with a minor that strayed towards the inappropriate with no real intentions kind of looks like predatory behavior. I mean, it kind of does.
Yeah. Even what he's admitting is predatory behavior.
Yeah.
I mean, the way he's framing it too, like we had conversations that sometimes would lean against the inappropriate. Bro, if you had it once, then it's always inappropriate. Like you were having, even by your own admission, you're having a constant intimate conversations with a underage fan. This is like the worst. This is everyone's fucking nightmare. And you're just saying that you did it and you don't even seem to understand why or that it's bad. Or you're just lying. I don't know.
I mean, I think that one's evident from his statement. Yeah. But I think I've said what I needed to say regarding the ban itself. Well, no, you didn't though. Like you didn't for years. That's it. That's why Twitch made the decision in 2020. They banned you for having these inappropriate conversations that you say aren't that bad. But Twitch felt necessary to ban, like to so thoroughly ban you that they would pay you to shut up and never mention it. Like, that's how I want people to understand this. Twitch thought the messages were bad enough to pay him millions of dollars for him to not tell his side of the story. Like, please don't say that you were talking to a minor in this way. But in theory, if the messages weren't that bad, Twitch would have just said, fuck you. Why would we pay out your contract? You did this. We'll actually just release the messages. You know what?
Yeah.
Here you go.
Sue us.
Yeah.
Destroy your career.
We have an exit clause. We have a morality clause. We have a, make Twitch look bad clause. You're fucking gone. And here's the messages. Twitch thought those messages were bad enough that they weren't protecting Doc, by the way. He said it. They went through a lengthy arbitration that ended in settlement. A lengthy arbitration means that Twitch was interested in protecting themselves from the content of those messages. And anybody who cannot read that from this message just simply doesn't know what they're talking about, has no idea what negotiation about. What motive does Twitch have to pay Dr. Disrespect out? It was like, oh, we're scared of his contract. They're not scared of his contract. They have a morality clause to get out damn near anything. Those messages are bad enough that Twitch was scared of them releasing. Maybe from Doc. They're scared of him releasing those messages to defend himself. These weren't that bad. Yes, they are.
Then you get Congress involved, and you get serious like repercussions for the company. When did Amazon buy them? Twitch. What year was that?
It was a while back. Amazon buys
2014.
Twitch for $1 billion. 2014. God, that was that long ago.
So it was like 3 years after they bought them that he was
messaging
a minor,
and then three years later he gets banned though, like because those things. And that's the other thing on Twitch, right? Their moderation team, one of the people who this is the other reason they wanted it hushed out. One of the people who came forward says, I was on the content moderation team. You wouldn't believe the shit I had to read every day. Every day. And these high profile streamers on Twitch were protected from their predation that he had to read through every day, or he or she. And they were talking about how like it made him fucking sick and all that stuff. Again, Dr. Disrespect acts like these messages were nothing because no one sees them. And maybe that person who says they work for Twitch, maybe they're lying. Maybe they are, but there's a lot of reason, just given the internal evidence is internally consistent, that those messages would be devastatingly bad for all parties involved, except maybe the minor.
There's no pictures.
They'd be embarrassing for the minor too, though. Like the minor probably doesn't want those. The minor's probably not a minor, but hopefully not a minor by now.
Not anymore. Yeah.
To my team, community, industry friends that have supported me, I apologize. I wish I could have said all this sooner. You could have said all that sooner. You weren't NDA'd from saying, hey, I'm sorry about getting banned. You just can't say why.
Are people really this dumb when it comes to NDAs and like legal restrictions? Like every day I see people just inventing reasons they can't say anything out of whole cloth. Like, what do you mean you wish you could have said this sooner?
You said, are people that dumb? I'm looking for Jeremy's quote, Jeremy's response to
firm handshake. He deleted it.
Oh, he deleted his firm handshakes?
Yeah, he's no longer shaking the docs. I think he deleted the Wolf of Wall Street fuck yeah gif too, which is interesting because Jordan Belfort was guilty. So
let's see. You guys have always showed me and my family love and support through all these years. We love you guys like you can't imagine. As much as you love minors?
Imagining is the problem with this apology, man. I'm imagining a lot of bad ways you're loving people.
I have the fucking best community and circle. If any of this has made you uncomfortable, I get it. You don't have to support me anymore, but just know you have always been greatly appreciated. But trust me when I say this, to all my haters that live and breathe social media with zero real life experience, I don't give a fuck about you. Actually, I support this statement.
Yeah.
I mean, I support that statement out of this whole thing. Yeah. Finally, if you're uncomfortable with this entire statement, I'm not uncomfortable. I just think it's bad. It's very bad. Look, this has been viewed 118.9 million times. If you're uncomfortable with this
I
entire
like the
statement,
supposition that that someone could be uncomfortable with this entire statement and not like offended, repulsed, outraged. It's just merely uncomfortable with the statement.
this is one of my favorite things about this statement didn't exist until the statement existed.
Yeah.
So he can definitely understand people have been uncomfortable with him prior to making the statement, like about the allegations and stuff, but he would have to presume people would be uncomfortable with this statement because it didn't exist for him to have firsthand knowledge that people were uncomfortable. So
Right.
you're going to write this thing and be like, look, people are going to hate this. Well,
I got to get it out though.
And think I'm a piece of shit. That's fine, but I'm not fucking going anywhere. Didn't he like take a huge break from streaming right after this?
I think it was right before.
I'm not going anywhere.
Take the break, and then he decided to post the worst statement ever made.
And he's been gone for 4 days now.
Yeah.
I'm not the same guy that made this mistake all those years ago. Wait a minute. No, homie. Like you just made it worse.
What happened to the fuck you?
He just said it was wrong and I've grown. Like that's what he's implying is like he's either wrong. He was either wrong or he's grown, or he was right and he's grown worse.
Yeah.
Like, that's the logical outcome of that statement is that you were different back then. You're taking all this responsibility and doing all these things, and you're different now. But why are you different? Like, what you're apologizing. So necessarily everything was actually really bad, and now you think you're better to the point where you need to mention it. Like, are you saying you wouldn't do it again? I hope like that. I guess that's it. But
what exactly would you not do again? I need to know.
Here we go. The lie is 2 sentences away, but I'm not fucking going anywhere. I'm taking an extended vacation with my family, as mentioned on stream, and I'm coming back. Not going anywhere, but I'm coming back with a heavy weight off my shoulders. Jeez. It wasn't that heavy because they were still under 18.
Yeah.
They want me to disappear. Yeah, fucking right. It'll be interesting to see his comeback.
It's going to be great. He's still on YouTube, of course. You can rape kids on YouTube, but you can't make fun of fat women.
No, you can't do that. That's very dangerous.
Yeah.
Very dangerous.
Wow.
No, man, it's
I don't know. Did he pay for that? Did he pay like his cousin to do his PR or something? Somebody's just
one thing I've seen PR companies, I think largely, many of them have no idea. Like they don't understand social media at all. And some of these statements that I've seen from him, I'm trying to think of some of the, I'll just say that I'll say this frankly. There was a PR statement put out by, I don't know. Was it put out? I think it was. There's a PR statement put out by someone I know from several years ago that was just, it was like, you have no understanding of social media at all. Like none. Like why would you state any of these things? And they did all of the things you don't do on social media because they were used to legacy media. And what legacy media would do is they would have you make some sort of statement, get out in front of it, wait for the news cycle on you to die down, insulated by the fact that you're a part of legacy media, high paid, and typically able to weather an extended absence. Yeah. Now, Doc is, well, I mean, we can presume he's able to weather an extended absence here. So that's there. But the social media news cycle doesn't work like the legacy media news cycle. People are going to be watching for Dr. Disrespect to come back, no matter how long it takes. And when he does come back, it's not going to be, oh yeah, that guy that was in some movies a while back. It's going to be
right back to the day.
This. Yeah. And
it's going to be fun.
Social media is a different animal. And the PR firms out there, like recommending people, oh, look, you just got to get out ahead of this. You got to say your thing. I saw this with a lot of the anime voice actors and stuff. It's like, no, these guys are coming out and they're like admitting to wrongdoing. They don't believe that they did anything wrong, but they're going to say it. They'll take responsibility or whatever. And it's like, oh, they get shuffled out of the industry. You're just gone because you know why? Someone else can do those voices pretty easily. And guess what? I mean, Dr. Disrespect seems to be relatively talented and has great production, but someone else, there are no shoes to fill on social media. Actually, no one needs to fill the shoes of an absent streamer. No, like if Amaranth disappears, you don't need another big titty fake redhead to come in because there's infinite women. Like there's infinite streamers who do what Amaranth does. Just because she's great at it doesn't mean like there's going to be a vacuum when she leaves. Same with Dr. Disrespect. Same with any other streamer. When Mr. Beast goes away, there's not going to be a vacuum of Mr. Beast content.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't work the same way because there's no limit to airwaves and airtime that network television or syndicated television had in the past. You don't have to fill a Seinfeld. You don't need to have 12 million viewers every night because social media doesn't work on that model. There's no limit. It's an upward open end.
Yeah.
And so
it'll be a fun first stream when he comes back.
Yeah. And look, those comeback streams are brutal. Not that I know. It's like,
I want to hear the different ways everybody can fuck off. Like that's not a very mentally stable person who wrote that screed, whatever you call it, who wrote that not apology. Like that's somebody who doesn't really have an understanding of reality or thinks they have a lot more control over it than they do. And that doesn't seem to jive well with chat. So it'll be funny. Your comeback stream was great, I thought, but Dr. Disrespect's going to be fucking.